Good morning, everyone. Well, it's the 8th of November. FairGo's on TV tonight, 7:30.
FairGo, Monday on 1.
And wouldn't you know, even though they have not heard a bean from Andrew, they might say they've given Andrew Peck the right to reply, but then Andrew Peck also has the right to remain silent. But then FairGo aren't a court of law, are they? They're a court of public opinion, that they use that power and might of theirs to threaten and intimidate people, allegedly, on numerous occasions. You may have seen the Official Information Act request that I didn't make last Thursday or Friday to Brent and to Gill. They were just straightforward, direct questions to them. Now they've turned around and Gill hasn't responded, so gee Gill, you're running out of time. You want to make a tacit agreement, just stay silent. I might even give you a call later today. But yeah, Brent has gone and taken it as an Official Information Act. So here's the response that I got from Brent on Friday at just about 3:30 in the afternoon. And it says, "Dear Mark," at least I'm a dear, "I acknowledge receipt of your email below in accordance with the Official Information Act." Do you not know the year? It's 1982, Brent. "We will consider your request and respond within 20 working days of receipt." Oh, okay, so he's acknowledging receipt on Friday the 5th. So does that mean you've got 28 days or 20 working days to respond? So I'll get an answer from him probably by 2nd or 3rd of December. In regards to those questions I posed him. But that's all right, because if he likes to do Official Information Acts, well, hope he's going to enjoy the next ones coming. Please note that this may fall outside the 10 days you have requested, and no agreement can be inferred as a result. Well, I'm not noting anything from you, Brent. I asked you simple questions, direct questions, not Official Information Act requests. I asked you direct questions and you treat them as Official Information Acts. But I get it, that's the game FairGo's, you know, that's something they've played for many years. I mean, I may have heard in the grapevine that there was a protection order that Brent took out against a certain person who I talk to on a regular basis, because he was scared of him. Well, if Brent did his fucking job properly, we'll skip that bit because there's more to come. Now, you know, you've got to wonder to yourself, how exactly did FairGo find out about Universal Imports in Kelly? How did they? It went through the court system. Universal Imports has honoured what the court ordered. They have paid, begrudgingly I would probably add, and that's only on my opinion, but they've paid that, we'll call her vile woman who took to social media, absolutely attacked him regardless, day after day, about her car, and then when he did get it fixed, ignoring the fact that she smashed up the loaner, she still then, after 6 months and 6,000 Ks, went to court and got her money back. Now, Brent Carter is the adjudicator of the Motor Vehicle Dealers Tribunal. You know, you've got to wonder who is telling FairGo about court matters. You know, did someone from the Motor Vehicle Tribunal perhaps give, I don't know, the Torrensons or Michael Hatch, if he's still working for them? Now, these guys, the Torrensons, the Hatches, they are private investigators, independent investigators that work on contract to TVNZ. The $80,000 I'm talking about TVNZ losing, granted it wasn't directly TVNZ, it was against Michael Hatch. Now, he was working for TVNZ and he's the one that lost the court case. So, in a sense, TVNZ lost because he was working for them. Now, what do private investigators have to do with the Motor Vehicle Tribunal? You would expect very little. But perhaps a little birdie at the Motor Vehicle Dealers Tribunal was perhaps tipping off investigators who were then going and saying, hey, FairGo, check this one out. Perhaps that happened. You know, this shit has been going on for years and years and years. And so I've got some more OIAs that are going to be sent to you, Brent. I hope you fucking well enjoy them. You know, if you're not too much of a coward, perhaps you could answer questions directly instead of hiding behind your official privilege of TVNZ General Counsel and Corporate Affairs Director. Well, if you can talk about corporate affairs, go and look at the Mayor of Auckland. Didn't he have an affair? Wasn't that a corporate? You know? Corporate affairs, yes. What affairs are TVNZ having with private investigators who are getting the old backdoor nod about certain cases to go and, you know, keep their thing? You may remember, back in August, when I was unlawfully detained on the side of the road for practicing photography outside Manukau Police Station. Hi. How are you? You well?
Yeah, I need to chat with you.
Oh, what for?
What are you up to?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Yeah, why are you taking the photos?
Videoing. 30 frames per second.
Oh, okay. How come?
Because I wish to.
Okay. Yep. I've just got to grab your details because you're taking pictures of police station and stuff.
Do you suspect me of committing an offence?
I've just been asked to by my senior.
Do you suspect me of committing an offence? Well,
yeah, I don't know what
irrespective
you're
of
doing.
what your senior says,
yeah.
I'm not obliged to give you my details unless you suspect me of committing an offence.
Well, I don't know what you're doing, so that's why I'm asking
Okay, so you don't suspect me of committing an offence?
Well, I'm going to detain you now.
Oh, you're detaining me? For what crime?
I just want to talk to you and ask you for your details.
Okay. So you want to detain me for what?
I just want to grab your details.
Remember old Sam? Oh, is FairGo even still going?
Is FairGo still running? I haven't seen
it's on
it for a
YouTube.
while.
Well, unfortunately there it is. And their practices haven't gotten any better. So anyway, in response to Brent's little acknowledgement email, we'll call it, and it's good that he actually gave an acknowledgement. Might have had something to do with the tacit agreement at the bottom saying if you don't respond within 10 days, perhaps that's what he means by may fall outside the 10 days you've requested. Well, the 10 days were just for you to respond. And guess what, Brent? You responded within 10 days. So there is no tacit agreement. I would have thought if you're general counsel, you would fucking well know that. But no, he's confusing my failure to respond notice as an OIA. So, because he's treated it like an OIA, he's given himself a little bit more time to make up some shit and respond to me. But that's fine. But then, after that, I sent to Brent, "Good morning, Brent." And this was on Saturday, the day after. "Thank you for responding within the time frame given, thus avoiding a tacit agreement." Do you not understand fucking that sort of shit, Brent? Pretty shitty lead counsel. I note that Gill has not replied, but still has a few days to go. Yes, Gill, you haven't replied, and you were named in that failure to respond notice, so if you want to be fucking held liable for all the bullshit, doesn't matter, you're just you'll be the sacrificial lamb thrown out for that one, I'm sure. I appreciate you have taken my direct questions to you as being official information requests, so as you wish to classify direct questions as OIAs, I shall make one. Under the Official Information Act 1982, just in case you don't know what year it was, please answer the following questions. 1. Please supply the total money spent on production costs, including but not limited to wages paid to all employees, travel costs, production costs and miscellaneous costs related to FairGo for the last 5 years. 2. Please supply any internal guidelines, policies, rules and code of conduct relating to the investigating and operational conduct for your reporters, editors, production staff, for FairGo and TVNZ as a whole. 3. Please supply a time and place you, Brent, or Gill would like to make available for an interview in relation to the conduct and allegations you have made towards Universal Imports. and to answer questions we have in relation to the complaints made against your staff for threatening and intimidating behaviour during their alleged investigations. 4. Please supply all relevant documents relating to Mr. Hatch, the TVNZ contractor who lost in court against John Murphy, costing TVNZ approximately $80,000. Oh, and John still has the paperwork, and he will be giving me a copy, so you can expect that to probably end up on YouTube as well. Perhaps FairGo would like to report on the unfair go they give everybody they report on. You know, they say, oh, we give people the right of reply. But what if those people don't want to reply? Does that automatically put them in the term of guilty? Does it? The court of a public opinion? You know, because right now I think TVNZ and all the other mainstream broadcasters are quite fucking guilty. Guilty of fucking terrorising the entire country. So, you know, let's point guilt where it needs to be. 5. Please supply any and all court cases that FairGo is listed as the defendant or respondent within the last 40 years of its operation. That might be a bit of a stretch. You know, they don't have to keep 40 years of their history. I doubt they'd want to. 6. How many complaints have been made to the Broadcasting Standards Authority against FairGo since its inception in the 1970s? Yes, the last one wasn't upheld, but that was just last year. What about the 40-year history of FairGo, huh? Do you like it when the tables are turned and the focus is actually pointing on you, instead of you guys being the bullies and trying to, you know, use walking the implied right of access that you have to walk onto any ungated property's front door and knock? You're still trespassing on people's property. People don't need to answer the door, but they could say you're trespassing. Fuck off. Question number 7 reads, is it mandatory for your reporters and or staff to be fully vaccinated and immunised against COVID-19 Delta and Delta Plus, given the vaccine efficacy is only proven effective while still in its trial phase against the initial strain? 8. Will FairGo be doing any stories on the illegalities surrounding the government's rollout of the vaccine, as found by the High Court in Wellington this week? Well, it was last week now, but, well, I look forward to your responses within 20 working days period afforded to you by the Official Information Act 1982. I've got a lot more questions, some real doozies. I've even had some people give me a few to ask. I'm sure you're not going to like them, but questions are questions. They don't have to be liked or disliked. They just have to be fucking well answered. So, yeah. Let's look at the vile woman that FairGo contacted. Now, they might turn around and say, hey, she contacted us. Well, that's a lie, because on the Steve Cook interview, which I've already published, she says FairGo have been in contact with me. They rung her. So how did they know about the Universal Imports issue? What little birdie in the MVDT or investigator with somebody's, you know, with their dick stuck up somebody in the MVDT, what link got that story to FairGo? I'm really interested. I'm sure other people would be interested too, as to whether or not things are lawfully or unlawfully obtained. Because if someone from the Motor Vehicle Dealer Tribunal tipped off you guys, that's highly unethical and unlawful. It's that simple. They're breaching people's privacy by sharing it to a media organisation. But then, what do you care about privacy, right? You know, what on earth would you give a shit about? I might go looking for addresses next. Perhaps we should show up at some of your reporters' houses and ask them some questions. Food for thought. But rest assured, TVNZ, we're going to be watching tonight, and I am going to tear the living shit out of that lying, vindictive, evil, oh no, hang on, what's the word? Vile woman. See ya.
Classic FairGo. Her car was a lemon, then it really turned sour.
Really vile?
FairGo, Monday on 1.
And soon, you'll need your vaccine passport to eat, drink, buy or sell. This kind government will never force you to take the jab, So, you are always free to choose to be a serf or a slave. Be brave. Do not comply.